I'm here to offer you your first alert weather warning. Now, we don't have a first alert weather day today, but we do have a storm system on the way for Friday, and it's going to pose a pretty big threat to dangerous travel conditions up in the high country, and we're looking at heavy snow and gusty winds. The impact is supposed to be pretty high. So if we jump ahead to take a look at what we're seeing outside right now, I mentioned again, the first alert weather day isn't starting right now. We do have a little bit of sunrise trying to pop through, and we are seeing some pretty thick cloud barriers. Clouds are going to be normal today, and they're going to increase more and more as we move towards those afternoon hours because of the storm system on the way. That storm system is going to show us a lot of rotation way off the west coast, and it's coming from the southwest for us. So we have a southwesterly wind flow eventually bringing us Thursday by 7 p.m. some snow to the high country, so the San Juans in particular, and then moving upwards, we're going to start to see some of that moisture track over the valleys and even track over the high country. So the storm system lasts not only through this evening and overnight tonight, but well through your Wednesday. And you're almost guaranteed to see something. So let's talk about what areas are expected to see what. The National Weather Service has issued national weather advisories or winter weather advisories from Thursday afternoon to Friday afternoon. You're looking at a lot of areas covered right here. But for this area, you're looking at 4 to 12 inches. That's the central and northern mountains. And we also see some extension of the same data numbers all the way up to the north for a couple other ranges. But the Grand Mesa, the Battlement Mesa, again, 6 to 12 inches. And then for the northwest and the southwest San Juans, you're looking at about 6 to 12 inches of snowfall. The impacts are going to be 55 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts, and that's not exactly ideal, especially if you mix some snow in with that. We could have whiteout or blinding conditions while trying to travel over the high country, so if you can avoid that, it's certainly a good idea. But on top of the winter weather advisory, the National Weather Service has also issued winter storm warnings, and this one goes from noon today to noon Friday, and again, it's for the San Juans, but it's for the southwest San Juans and the eastern San Juans. So for the southwest San Juans, we're looking at about 8 to 14 inches of accumulation possible, and again, up to 60 mile per hour wind gusts. And then lastly, for the eastern San Juans, you're looking at about 6 to 17 inches of snowfall possible with the same amount of wind and really dangerous travel conditions. So with that being said, again, if you can avoid high country travel, it would be a wonderful day to do so. You're not going to want to travel at least until Saturday morning, right after the road crews are able to clear everything up. But the storm system has brought us some very local effects as well, because there's a wind advisory for one of our biggest forecast locations. Cortez is expected to see a lot of wind today, and by a lot of wind, I mean that consistent wind speeds will be about 20 to 30 miles an hour, and then the gusts, the ones that come pretty sporadically and surprise you, those ones are going to get all the way up to 50 miles an hour, feeling like they're going to blow you off your feet. And again, this includes the Four Corners area, the Upper Dolores River, and that also includes Dove Creek, the Meeker area, Hayden, Rangeley, and Craig, Colorado. So if you're in one of those listed locations, winds are expected to be high from 11 a.m. today through 7 p.m. tonight, and you're going to want to be on the lookout for that. No agricultural burning would be appropriate for today. And even the areas that aren't under an advisory, you still have really strong winds. Down in the valleys, we're not under any advisories. We're expecting more rain and a slushy snow mixture, but we are also still receiving wind. We're not included in that, but again, 20 mile per hour gusts in Grand Junction by the 2 o'clock hour, 25 in the Delta area, 25 in Montrose, and then lastly, the Cortez area all the way down at 23 mile per hour gusts. So be careful later this afternoon. Again, burns of any kind are definitely not ideal, even though that the skies appear to be pretty overcast. And later again today, enjoy the warmth because the storm system's not here just yet. We've just wanted to warn you about what's to come. You're looking at about 61 in Grand Junction, 61 in Delta, about 58 in Montrose, and 53 in Cortez. And then your low temperatures, 34 in Grand Junction, about 32 in Delta, 30 in Montrose, and 26 in Cortez. And if you're wondering what you can expect for the next 7 days, well, we went over a lot of it. We're expecting some rain in the valleys, some snow in the high country, maybe a frozen mixture overnight of a little bit of snowfall overnight for the valleys. But again, it's going to melt once morning comes around, and only snow that we will see stick will likely be on vegetation. But again, we still have moisture, and any moisture is welcomed. We're looking and 80% chance Friday, 40% chance Saturday. But into the weekend, you do warm up. So if you're waiting for the sun to come back, that's probably good news for you. And Montrose is expecting the same thing, mostly sunny conditions by Sunday, occasional showers early morning on Saturday. And then, of course, the bigger 2 days for that moisture, a 90% chance for moisture on your Friday for Montrose. And lastly, Delta is expecting to see a 50% chance for rain on Thursday and Friday, an 80% chance for rain. But again, we clear up and warm up over the course of the weekend. Lastly, Cortez has a higher probability of moisture. You're looking at a 90% chance of moisture by your Friday and your Thursday. So today we could start with some late evening showers, about 60% chance probability. But by the weekend, again, we warm up. Sunday will be 51 degrees, and by Monday, we'll warm 10 degrees to reach 61.